Hello and welcome to this episode of Blood on the Severn, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle based in Bristol, England in the year 2017. With me tonight,
Bex playing Namtazar of the Ministry.
Peter playing Janusz Kroll of Clan Chimita.
Rob playing Dermot Bryan of Clan Malkavian.
And Alice playing Matilda Wells of Clan Ventru.
Thank you very much for joining us this week. Let's start with a little recap of what happened in our previous episode. There was a guest player. Cedar reprised her role as Charlie Shrike, an Anarch Bruya from the 1774 one-shot. Charlie Shrike had come to Bristol because his child, Scott Roberts, had been murdered. And Charlie found a way to get in touch with the Coterie, mostly because they needed a place to stay, and Giselle and Charlie saw eye to eye quite fast. Now, there are a few things of importance that I would like to mention, just to remind everyone that is looking at what happened. Dermot had a conversation with Mitchell, and after he took both boxes in which Nigel had put both him and Murray, he had a chat in his studio back at the new HQ. I mean, to say that Mitchell was angry would be an understatement. He was livid. Managed to hold on and not go into a fury rampage of a frenzy. It soon became apparent that, of course, Dangisel's part of the deal had not been fulfilled. He was not taken out of the city into safety. On the other side of town, Matilda had been talking to Audrey. She had had a conversation with the Tremere, who offered to look into the condition of Squid, but nothing could be done. Nothing that Audrey would be willing to agree on. No price it would be willing to pay. Janusz, however, upon hearing what had happened, offered to try a different avenue. A ritual in which Kupala would be asked to aid Squid in whatever way, shape, or form that he can. Audrey agreed to this, and after what was a long and complicated ritual, where multiple people, Janusz, Nangisel, Audrey, Ruby, and Matilda herself, offered their blood together with Charlie Shrike. Janusz took Squid into the earth with him. And once he returned, Charlie Shrike gave him of his blood, his old blood, very strong, potent blood. Now, whether the ritual succeeded or the blood of an elder or quasi-elder awoke Squid from his torpor state, I mean, it depends on who you ask. Janusz, of course, will say that Kupala listened to the prayers of others.
Yeah.
Charlie Shrike had, as a memento of the Midnight Rose, the old ship that him and his friend Kraken had sailed, a ship that at some point had Annie/Rose in it. He had a compass, a broken one that would never point north. He wanted to return it to the heir, the legitimate heir of it, which would be Squid, down from Kraken's line. Upon opening his eyes, Squid recognized the compass and poured some of his own blood in it. And he could only utter the words, this will find her before losing consciousness. He's not torpid, but he's definitely very weak. Now, the night is drawing to a close. It's drawing to an end. Matilda has very little time to think about Obasi's offer. He asked for the life boon to be repaid, either by her joining the Camarilla as effectively his de facto child, or to help him kill Roger Smith. Nangisel in the... Sorry?
No, sorry, it's you.
Nangisel in the meantime had been righteously following the instructions of Janesh and getting all the information she can from every member of the congregation of the flock, Father Michael. We're going to go back to Janesh's haven. We're going to retake it where we left it. Charles Schreig goes back to the HQ where Dermot is still waiting for his return. He's being accompanied by Ruby. Charlie, he's making sure that she goes there. No mention of Mitchell being there is uttered to either of you. So you, the three of you, Matilda, Janesh, and Nangisel, are there in the clearing, joined by Audrey and, a passed out Squid and Devilina.
I think Matilda has a rouse check to make.
Indeed. From the blood she offered to Kupala.
There's a...
And she goes hungry for it.
Did you make mine, Cole? I also put my blood
Yes.
in the earth.
And Nangisel does a rouse check. And she does not go hungry.
It's because I'm chosen.
Yes, righteous.
Because because you're the chosen of Kupala.
It doesn't look like that.
You remain at hunger 2. Matilda, your hunger has gone up to 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you very much. Okay, so it's the three of you with Audrey, effectively. Audrey looks at the wounds, and they still seem to be smoldering, but he's no longer torpid. So the condition has not been... He has not been healed.
Yeah.
He has not... it's still there.
Janusz, do you have somewhere we can put him? A room?
Yes, he may rest and recover here. He will, of course, when he wakes, much blood. Providing you are discreet in the way you ascertain it, then he may stay here as long as he needs to recover, and that extends Audrey to you. I imagine you wish to be present whilst Frank is so weak.
Thank you for your hospitality. We will just stay this night since it's close to dawn.
Yeah.
But we will leave tomorrow. I might need to do something early in the evening before taking him back. He doesn't seem... This sorcery that this woman made of him seems to still be present. And I want to see if Oscar knows anything.
Yes, it seems to be. He will have to fight his way back to health.
Yes.
But if he is successful, he will be stronger for it, better for it.
Thank you. I am in your debt. I know no formal or official boon was exchanged for this, but let's call it a friendly favor whenever you want to call upon it.
Thank you. I will remember your offer.
Thank you. And she starts making preparations to take Squid to one of the rooms with, I assume, Nanjasel who will help her. Okay. She also turns to you when you leave Squid in the room. She says, I also owe you a favor. You helped with everything. So
favor is one thing. I'm grateful to you for recognizing it. That's for sure. But it's like Yash said. Your work was done by Squid, isn't it? He's the one who's been given another chance to do this, to be restored to life. People think lots of different things about Janusz, but my experience comes through. Worth remembering sometimes.
Well, I don't know exactly what happened, but he's now awake and he can, as Janusz said, fight his way. I was worried that he would slowly, night after night, get worse and worse. But now, at least if he's well fed, he can stave off the effects. Perhaps this will end at some point.
Maybe, but might be as now he's awake. He'll have something else to say. He might know something different about this girl Annie, and we can use when we finally get to sorting her out.
Whatever you need.
Oh, it might be as I need to help us when the time comes. Put her down. Reckon you're Andy in a fight, right?
My sire will definitely want to be around as well.
Well,
I will see if I can secure that. He's not very appreciative of Rogue Tremere in the city.
Don't know no one what is. Janusz is right about that. Can't be trusted. I know you said you was going to go see Oscar, but I guess all I would say to you is, remember, it's the Tremere what put Squid in place. It's Kapala what rescued and us, all of us, by doing the right thing.
Yes. What I need from Oscar is just information. I want to know if this is something that will go away on its own, or
just be careful though. What Tremere's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. He owes me a boon, so.
Oh,
at
do
least
yourself a favor. Don't mention me when you liaise me.
Never. We also, our clan also knows some blood sorcery. It's very different from what Janusz has made, and it's definitely different from what the Tremere do. So I think better if everybody keeps this to ourselves. I don't believe Janusz would like to divulge his knowledge.
Well, that seems to make sense to me. I don't think Janusz is hyped to go around bragging about it.
Well,
you need any help getting food for him?
He seems well fed, but that's one of the things I will make arrangements for tomorrow.
Right.
Thank you.
Take it easy, all. Let us know if you need anything, right?
Will do. Okay.
So have a word with Janusz before we go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. While this conversation was happening, you are left with Janusz.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just go up to Janusz and say, Do you have a cloth or something for? And she'll just show like all the blood on her hands and her sort of probably her clothes.
Of course, yes, we have things you can use to clean yourself. I'll have Evelina bring them. I assume now that we have this compass, we will be looking to go after this rose.
Yeah, I think we will.
I would assume it will be soon.
The sooner the better. I mean, she'll know we're after her. She probably knows that this compass exists, so she knows there's a chance that we could find it. So I imagine we wanted to get to her before she can really set up any kind of defense.
And I assume tomorrow we will be going to speak with Dermot.
Yeah.
Gathering those who have declared their interest in hunting down this Tremere.
Yeah.
Should,
no, you go.
when it is done, and we have some time again, there is something I might like your assistance with. Yours and Nanjazal's, to be precise.
Yeah. What is it?
Do you remember not long ago you said perhaps I was owed a little revenge?
Yes.
Well, I wish to take a step towards getting it. And whilst I believe Nanjal is very capable of taking that step with me, I believe you will be very capable of making sure that others don't notice.
Yeah. Do you know, I mean, are you prepared for it? I mean, when they came to your house, when they came here, it wasn't pretty. You got hurt.
Oh, we will be. We
We
will not be doing anything here. It will be on their turf. Which reminds me, I must speak with Nanjazal. He has the. She has some plates. Yes.
Some
Yes.
plates.
Hmm.
Some plates.
Yes, I understand. That's what she has. Yes. I will need
Dinner.
those plates.
Dinner plates?
I think it unlikely they are dinner plates.
Oh, you mean car plates. No, all right. Am I getting it right? Nanj has been looking into the society, is that what I'm saying?
Well, we have been looking into those who have attacked us, yes. They have come to our home in the past. I think the next time we face them, it should be on terms that are more favourable to us.
Well, yeah, I'd be happy to help, but I think one thing at a time.
Yes, one thing at a time. But I'm glad that you are on board. Thank you, Matilda. I appreciate it.
I have something to ask you as well, though. Your Cassiel, do you think he'd listen to reason? Do you think he'd listen to if someone asked for flexibility with a boon, do you think it would be a flat out no from him? You know him better than I do.
Cassiel?
Yeah. Or anyone in the library.
Well, the library, you can negotiate with them, of course, but many in the library like things to be done in a certain way. Because if you allow flexibility to one faction member, you will find all of the factions will all suddenly wish for flexibility, and then life becomes complicated. But yes, I suspect if you were to discreetly ask and be sufficiently charming, then yes, they might give you some flexibility.
All right, good. I might ask you again tomorrow, just for something particular. I need to think something over.
Do you want assistance in negotiating with the library?
Potentially, yes.
That is something I could help you with, yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you again tomorrow.
Well, Are you resting here tonight, or will you be leaving?
I'll stay here. That's okay. Yeah, seems less hassle than going back.
Well, then, rest well, and should you have any dreams, I would be most interested to hear of them.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so last hour of the evening, and Charlie Shrike comes back to the HQ.
Carlos, so can I just obviously I'm pretty hungry, and what I recall was last time I had literally just woken up before everybody then disappeared off.
Yes, you had the rest of the evening to hunt after they disappeared. Yes.
Okay.
So, are you going to hunt, or are you going to use your herd? I believe you already used your herd.
I have already used my herd, so I think I may be at a point where I have to go out and hunt.
Yeah, and I think I will need a slight description of what is it that you want, because you're A, at hunger, 4, B, bleeding all over. So it's not going to be one of those very simple things like, yeah, you go downtown and feed. And no, this is going to be a little bit more involved. The stakes are much higher.
I think what he is probably going to do is not risk going downtown or anything else. He's probably going to have to go out of his normal comfort zone and maybe put on a bit of pretense within their domain, so not going too far.
Okay.
I'm probably trying to maybe lure in a passerby, pretending that he has been injured or attacked in some way.
Ooh, okay. So your hunt roll is going to be a manipulation plus subterfuge roll. Performance acting, if you want to blank that, but I doubt it.
I'm better at the performance, for certain.
I mean, yeah, but you're not DJing your way into food. So yes, it's going to be a definitely a manipulation. Actually, plus streetwise, because you need to go to specific streets that are likely to have people walking by, but also very like solitary enough, and knowing who to ask, because you're probably going to be asking for help by either an innocent element on their way to a very early start for work, or a not so innocent person that is up to no good, which is more likely for you to encounter.
Well, if they're trying to rob me, that may go badly for them. Let's see how.
Exactly. So let's see how that goes. Are you rousing for a blood search on your roll?
Nope.
I mean, I have to ask.
So.
Yeah.
Manipulation and streetwise.
Yes, okay. Please. See how it goes. Okay. That is 3 successes. That is not quite
I will definitely willpower.
Okay, cool. You can reroll 2 dice of your non-hunger dice, and you need only 1 more success. Oh my god, messy critical. What have we got here?
It was looking good for a second.
It's a critical when you find someone and actually is your intended target. Is someone that is up to no good, someone that sees you're pretending to be injured, and then they immediately start patting you down to take your belongings. They see them with no intention of helping. So you will be able to feed from them without them being able to react in time. And the moment you start feeding, the kiss is going to take over. Mm-hmm. Now it is a messy critical, which means that you will have to make me, because of your hunger 4, you will have to make me a hunger frenzy check. And you will need additional successes because your messy critical means that your beast is there. It's present. So the difficulty at hunger 4 for frenzy, when you taste blood, if I'm not mistaken, is 2.
Okay.
You will need 4 successes.
Okay.
Not to hunger frenzy. That is
see-
the messy part of this critical. Also, the other part of it critical is that is a known bad element. So you're not going to be jeopardizing the food supply in your domain. Okay.
So this is just straight rouse. Frenzy check.
A straight frenzy check, which is going to be off of your current willpower, which I believe is 4.
4. Yeah.
And of course, you add your humanity
Okay.
of 7 for an extra couple of dice. And you lucky bastard, exactly 4 successes. So you choose how much you feed off from this individual. Of course, had you failed your frenzy check, you would have drained them. You would have come to your senses after you have reached hunger 0, completely satiated yourself. But now you get to choose. You want to slake off a little bit. You want to slake off more. 2 would be the maximum you can take without injury.
I'm gonna take him down to. I'm gonna take 3.
You're gonna take 3. Okay, so you're gonna leave him like he's gonna have some blood loss and he's gonna be poorly because of this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get him down to take 3.
Hunger 1, yeah.
Hunger 1. Probably once I'm done, I may well then sort of pull him off to one side, give him a couple of swift kickings because he was trying to rob me.
Yeah.
And then basically call up the police and say some guy has just tried to rob me. I managed to get away, but he's at this place, and then basically leg it.
Okay, cool. So there's gonna be some blood, and he's being kicked, so there's some blood as well.
Yeah, I don't want to do too much so that it ends up that he can try and charge me with anything, but Yeah,
it's okay. I mean, he's gonna forget about the feed, and he's gonna be unconscious when you kick him and you punch him. So Dermot manages a good feed, comes back to the HQ. This will take him a considerable part of the night.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because he just barely made it and made those rolls, and also all the feed would be like at least a scene and all that. But he will be there by the time Charles Shrike goes back and goes straight to the room he was given.
Mm-hmm.
Ruby is left there in the living room, wondering why Charlie brought her there. But then Mitchell comes, takes her to one side, and they start talking. And she is kind of a mix between relieved, angry, and sad. Are you going to eavesdrop on that conversation?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. You hear half whispered the name of Nanjacel, and not said in a very amicable term, in a very amicable way. They're talking about him going probably north. They don't know where exactly. And she asks, what are the chances of him going to France? Which is not looking great because France is Camarilla, even though she knows a lot of Toreador there, including Carl, and you hear his name as well. Oddly enough, Mitchell does not mention you. He gives you every once in a while the odd look of contempt, but doesn't bring you up into that conversation. Most of them is them. Most of the conversation ends up being them sort of like reassuring one another. And at some point, Mitchell says, "Are we Staying in one of the rooms or in the studio?
Says that to me.
Yeah.
I've got my own place, so I can always disappear if you need, and the three of you can kind of stay. Well, the four of you can stay
Four.
here if you wish, temporarily. But I suppose it's a bit odd having so many of you in our domain without somebody else here. But I suppose the others are pretty close. I'll go back to mine. You can stay here and then see where you go. You mentioned you was thinking of getting out of town sometime.
Yes, that was the original plan.
Well, obviously, things might be a little bit difficult if people are looking for, Mitchell. Depending, I
Well,
might be able to help out if you're interested. I deal with a bit of paperwork and all that kind of thing. So if you're looking for an extra couple of documents here or there, sorting out, maybe give you a little bit more leeway to move around and all. At least amongst the kind. Amongst our kind, obviously, it's going to be always a little bit more difficult, but might give you a bit more comfort to move around.
he's about to say something, and Ruby turns and says, "We'll think about it. Come, let's take Murray upstairs."
I'll leave you to think, and I'll be back in the morning.
See ya. And with that, the evening draws to a close, unless you want to do something else before
they go, I just one thing. Charlie didn't seem entirely happy with me about this whole thing. I don't want. I appreciate, he might not have gotten all the intricacies of what was going on and all, but I'd rather not just turn up as he said, paste on a wall sometime. So, if you could put in a word, that'd always be appreciated.
And again,
Anyway.
he's about to say something, and actually, is Ruby the one that says, like, we can come to an agreement around that then. Talk to you tomorrow.
Right. See you then.
Cool. So everybody goes to bed, in a bed, not in the middle of a sticky situation. I am going to need rouse checks from everybody. And easy. Okay, so Janish, hunger goes one higher. Dermot and Nangisel are not hungry, but Matilda,
Yeah, I'm full now.
hunger 4. I mean, took its toll.
Would I be able to go for a cheeky hunt before we?
I mean, you can leave at the very beginning of the evening, notify someone like Evelina or Nangisel if they're around.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, you don't have access to your herd because they are busy at work improving your firm, which is coming along nicely, and you're reaping the benefits in the shape of improved resources. Should you need to gain access to them, but they're not around.
Right, I will just go to a similar kind of demographic, like student bar, and just do the old
Within the domain?
favorite. Oh yeah, actually there wouldn't be student bars in my domain. I might just go to a normal pub.
Okay. Well, any particular way you're hunting?
Just sort of ingratiate myself into a conversation. Actually, yeah, no, maybe talk to a barmaid or a sort of bartender. Sort of have a chat, wait until they're on their break,
There is
And
a hiccup with that.
Yeah, sure.
It's gonna be kind of difficult to look for your preferred meals in the Lockleys domain.
Yeah.
Not a lot of high profilers in the reach kind of type.
That's a good point. Do I have time to go somewhere more central then?
Yes, in theory, it'll take you longer. It'll take a good chunk of the first half of the evening, moving around, and the hunt itself, depending on how intricate you want to make it.
If I feed from someone not from my...
You will need to spend a number of willpower points equal to your bane severity just to keep it down. In your case, it would be 2 willpower.
We've got stuff to do tonight, so yeah, I think I'll just stay local and do that.
Ooh, okay. So I'll tell you what you will do, since you're ingratiating yourself with someone and being amicable and sort of, if at times flirty, at times friendly, is going to be a charisma plus persuasion roll. If you roll a crit win, I could allow you to feed from your preferred victim at a cost.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Okey-dokey. Sorry, roll 20s. Being a bit funny.
Yeah, usually when you hit the roll, it takes a little while to move the keys.
So charisma plus
Persuasion.
persuasion. Okay.
Okay. So you have exactly 4 successes, which is what you need, but you will need to spend 2 willpower to keep the blood down. So of course, beginning of the evening, beginning of the session, effectively, everybody regained willpower equal to the highest of their composure or resolved. So now I think that puts you at maximum willpower, but now you are at maximum -2.
Okay. Cool. That is fine. So I will have a snack, and just try.
How much are you taking?
I'll just take 2, if that's all right.
The maximum without causing
Yeah.
further trouble. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
That's going to take the first part of your evening. Meanwhile, Janice and Nanjasel wake up. And Nanjasel goes out, has a chat with some of the children of summer. Were you going to the church for your stakeout tonight, Nanjasel? Or were you going, or were you
assuming
taking...
I've not found out anything so young, then I'll be just doing that read.
Can Janish talk to Nanjazal?
Sorry?
Is Janish able to speak to Nanjazal when they first...
Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to know if there were other plans. But yes, you will see each other early in the evening. Audrey, as she said, will leave very early as soon as you wake up and get out of your rooms. She would have been waiting just to say, due to hospitality, I will now leave and come back later. But yes, you two have a chance to chat.
I'll go somewhere where it's just kind of the 2 of us, out on the grounds or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, you did well last night. Of course. Very well.
Want to hear it?
I recall you talked to me a while ago about these men who are part of the society, how you would follow them and learn things. And as you know, when they attacked the elections, they are called, that the Anarchs hold, many were injured. One of them that was injured, an Anarch Brewer, I believe, sorry, ST, correct me if I'm wrong, whose name was Craig, came... Well, he was, as is often the way of their blood, upset about the attack. I reasoned with him that perhaps there might be an opportunity for him to get revenge, and he is keen to do so.
Well,
Yes, he is. He is not one of us, of course, but he is of a mind on this matter.
well, it's always good to have Callum.
He said to me that if we could provide him with plates, that he would be able to use his contacts to learn about these people, perhaps where they live or where they're, to learn more about them.
What, like license plates?
Yes, those kinds of plates.
Well, I took pictures.
Ah, well, good. If you could, I have his details. If
You want me to send them to him?
Yes, and then he might be able to learn more,
Right.
such that we can find these men in their own homes when it suits us.
Right.
Good. Nothing was discussed last night, but do you think we will be hunting down Rose?
I suppose it stands to reason, doesn't it? Now we've got our compass. That's going to show us where she is, isn't it?
I was thinking that perhaps we should go to Dermot and.
I know.
Yes, well, and if he is amenable, we can gather those who.
Well, Audrey said she had come, and she said her sire had come.
Yes, and I'm sure Matilda mentioned Bassie.
That's enough people to put her down, I think.
I even remember Charlie being interested in.
I don't know if he's back at the Avon. I could go there and have a look for him. See if he's up for it. I remember him saying so.
Well, I will make my way there, I think.
What? The Avon?
To Dermot's place of residence.
Oh, right, okay.
The HQ.
The
as we
HQ,
call
that's
it.
it,
Yeah.
Well, do you want us to drive you down there?
Ah, yes, I will get the Duchess, and then we'll be ready to
I'll
make our
get
way.
Log to come pick us up.
Ah, excellent. Thank you, Nancy.
I won't stay. Go up the church. See what else I can find.
Well, we can perhaps arrange things whilst you're doing that, and then we can. As there are many together.
So you're driving Janis to the
Get
HQ.
Log to drive us to the HQ, and then I'll drop him off, and then I'll go off to the church and see
Okay,
if I can...
you just drop him. Okay, cool.
Sorry, I should say I'll ask Janusz if you're deciding to go after Annie, then get someone to text me. Come back.
We'll be sure to contact you.
Okay. So Dermot arrives to the HQ, sorry. And one of the first things, like Charlie does not wake super early. The others are awake. But there is someone at the door. They knock. And they say, we have a delivery for Charles Rogers. And you get them. Sorry? Yeah. You see Mitchell going, giving you a nod. I think, yeah. Yes. Is it from Zachariah? And the person, yeah, indeed it is. The sender, yes. Is a large container. They bring it in one of those.
Okay. I'll be like, if you want to take care of this, it's a bit large for me.
Yeah. They ask you, where do they leave it? Right there in the living room. They have this wheelie thingy where they just put it there and take it. It's a big box in a pallet, and then they just leave. And Mitchell just says that's Charlie's dinner.
Oh, he was mentioning something about that.
Yeah.
Right. Fair enough.
So I was having a conversation with Ruby last night. You mentioned identities, papers amongst kind.
Aye.
You also wanted us to put a good word
I just felt there was a bit of a misunderstanding yesterday, in the sense that it seemed to me that Charlie had the impression that I put you in that box.
Yes, he also had the impression that you intended to do something very different with me.
Impressions can be somewhat deceiving,
Was he right?
Well, you're here, aren't you? And not somewhere else.
Yeah, that's something I will need to arrange with Nan Giselle. So you tell her we need to have a conversation. It's probably going to be the unpleasant type for her. Now, I will put in the good word with Charlie and actually the other Onarchs. So this situation doesn't splash shit your way.
Appreciate it.
And in return, you will give us something simple to me and Murray. Very basic identities. Maybe one bank account and a couple of driver's license or something like that.
That seems a fair enough thing.
Right. Well, when Charlie wakes, I will tell him that his food is here. I would advise you leave the Wendigo to feed on his own.
So I'll probably be down in the basement. I got some things to sort out, and obviously I'll just not be here in this room, right? That's okay?
Well, as long as you're not around. It might be a little unsightly. I haven't seen it myself, but I heard stories from my sire.
Geez, if it's just a mess, that's fine. I'm okay with that for the most part. But no, I'll go downstairs and just not come up for a while.
Excellent. You go downstairs, and while you are there, you hear Charlie moving, and you know it's him because you hear the thud of the crate as it's taken off.
I put some headphones on.
Great. Janesh arrives to the HQ. What you see is very distressing. To others, perhaps. No, I don't know how Janesh will take it. Charlie is feeding, as in he is eating this person's heart, liver. He is eating those blood-rich organs after he has clearly drained this man of most, if not all, of his blood. And he's consuming his life essence in different ways. It is a gruesome spectacle. There is a big plastic sheet that's been put on the floor. And it is clear that this person was alive when this process started.
So is there... I assume this just looks like Charlie's having a chow down. It doesn't look like there was a ritual offering of organs or anything else.
No. He's just having...
And this is just like
a full meal.
Out on the floor, like, Janusz comes in and this is just happening.
Yes, in the living room, there is nobody else, and he has the place to himself.
Okay.
Like.
Well, I doubt that Charlie is looking at Janusz, but Janusz has an expression of extreme distaste on his face. And
he will take notice of you the moment you enter through.
He will obviously make sure he's got a hold on the Duchess. We'll make sure that she is not, going to lick anything.
Yep, the Duchess actually, you sense from the Duchess that the beast in this man is way more than the Duchess would like to deal with, of course. But Charlie realizes that it's you and continues with his food. He says, apologies, I will finish my meal shortly.
So Janusz will go into another room. Well, he'll start to go into another room, and then he will pause, because if Charlie stopped in the eating for a moment, he will say, This man, were they someone to you?
No. I have an old acquaintance. He provides this from the lowest of the low. It used to be a time where slavers and criminals would be the ones we would target. At least I would.
I see. Well,
This upset you.
It upsets me to see any life taken without meaning.
His life was taken to preserve mine, so I can continue my labor.
It is done now. It is done. I'll go into another room.
Yeah. So you do notice that upstairs there is people. And there is the lights from downstairs where Dermot usually is in his weird spectacle of screens and weird machines that weary noises and things like that.
The locus of his power, yeah, I'm aware.
Yes. So you go downstairs to meet him?
Yeah, sorry, is Dermot in that room?
Downstairs, yes.
Okay, so Janusz will be a bit more on his guard now he's here. But yeah, he'll go and see Dermot.
You see Janusz probably from one of the CCTV, the internal ones, unless you're distracted doing something else, in which case
I'm probably not paying much attention to any screens because there's a chance I might see what's going on in the living room.
Yes, so probably those screens are just on. Leave it like that, okay?
So imagining the first thing he'll probably see of Janusz is as he opens the door behind him. He's got headphones on with music going, and just this, that's okay. But as soon as he sees Duchess, he's going to be on his feet and just backing into the corner, headphones kind of pulled off of the head and just go, "You can't bring that beast in here."
Duchess, wait on the stairs.
And the dog, she just turns around and goes and up a few steps and sits, and then Janusz closes the door behind him.
My apologies. I did not mean to intrude your space in such a manner.
I don't mind you so much, just not that.
I was somewhat distracted from the business upstairs.
I don't really want to know what's going on up there because then I'll have to kind of worry about it.
Yes, I agree. I am worrying about it myself.
I was just clearing some stuff up on around the place, and I was thinking just dialing into the church, seeing what I could find on the place as we got a link through and all. Do you want to know what's going on at the church?
Yes, yes, very much. I would like to know. Yes.
Right. I'll kind of sit down and start trying to again tap into their security systems.
Whilst you are
some pictures.
Communing, I thought that you should know we were successful in restoring Frank to consciousness last night.
Oh, that's fantastic news.
This compass they spoke of was truth. It responded to his blood, I'm told it will lead us to Rose now.
Oh, do you have it?
Well, I do not have it, but we have it. And, sorry, ST question, was it Charlie that's got it?
No, Charlie gave it to Squid.
Okay.
I think it's her, but right
Oh.
now it's being held by most likely Audrey,
Okay.
who would have given it to Matilda.
Yeah, she'll look like he's thinking, and they'll say, yes, and then Matilda has it, yes, and she will be on her way here later.
All right, that's good. That's good. It's just collectively you can't have one thing across multiple people when they're not in the same place.
No, I understand. I more mean the Coterie. The Coterie has it.
We have it.
Yes, as I say, we have it, and that it seems to me there is no reason to wait. If we have a means to find her, and we have people who wish to find her, we should gather them and we should hunt her down before she kills someone else on this list.
I agree.
Good.
I agree, but I mean, you weren't there last time it happened, right?
No.
I mean, I hit her repeatedly with my sword, my spanner, and she normally, you know, and then she was throwing fire around and telling people to do. I mean, it's clear she's quite old.
Yeah.
We don't really just want to go in this half-cocked.
No, but I understand that the last time, was it not you and Matilda who faced her? This time, the Coterie would be there, along with all of those who expressed an interest in destroying her, many of whom are strong, old kindred. It will be different this time.
Fair enough. And I suppose the main thing is we don't give her the, heebie-jeebies and scare her off. Give her any sense that we're coming.
Yes. Well, I will not interrupt your communing any longer, but I'm most interested to learn what you discover.
Of course, you don't want to stay and look at the pictures.
You have images you wish to share with me.
I'll show you some images, and you can have a look at what's going on there.
Very well. So when Dermot is looking at the screen or whatever, I will make some kind of warding gesture. It's always a bit worrying when you're going somewhere like that. But I'll shuffle around to wherever he wants me to stand, and I'll have a look.
Okay.
I'll basically just try and get into the systems to bring up the screens and let him have a look at the place itself, so he can see the inside and see people perhaps moving around. I don't know if anybody's still there at this time of night.
Yes, because it's early in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Father Michael moving around, talking to people. A couple of the faithful. There are a couple of people that Janusz would recognize as the men in the pictures that Nanjusil took, members of the society.
Oh.
And they are sort of like disguised or intertwined with the others. It seems that they had some sort of event, minor one, sort of like a group meeting. You don't know if it's the chess club or AA or any of those things that Father Michael usually spends his time doing for the community. There are a couple of details that are interesting, but I will need resolve plus awareness roll from both of you.
Okay.
Am I able to assist on this rather than?
Yes. What's
because
your?
I'm kind of probably focus is slightly elsewhere. I only have one in awareness, so I guess a dice.
One die for Janusz.
Okay, I'm adding a die.
Okay.
I might spend a willpower on this because I think Janusz is going to be extremely focused on this.
You can reroll 3 of your non-hunger dice. Okay, 4 successes. So you do notice a couple of things. One is a a little book that looks like a ledger that is being given to Father Michael by one of the men of the society, one of the ones that were chasing Nanjasel that evening. And you just stay there and keep track of where he is. And of course, you tell Jeremy to follow him around until you find the place of that ledger, where he places it in La Sacristia. It's the place where behind the altar. It's like a little place where they keep a lot of the stuff for the ceremonies. There is one of the little alcoves, and he just puts it right at the back, and then locks it again.
Janusz will kind of reach out, almost as if he wants to kind of get it from the screen.
Or pat his hand away. You put fingerprints on the screens. You don't want to do that.
Apologies. I did not wish to. I will not touch it.
Was he doing something interesting then?
We must. That book will contain valuable information. Now we know where they keep it.
Right? You get Nanj in there and
yes, Nanjasel would be a.
Fair enough.
She is.
Sorry.
Yes, she is. She is there now.
Do you want me to give her a call?
You could tell her about the ledger.
Yes, I can send her a message to let her know and give her a description of where it is. Or maybe let's just call her up, shall we? I can just kind of dial Nanj and try and put it on speaker.
Well, if I'm stealthing around, my phone's probably on silent. Otherwise, I'd be the dumbest stealther ever, wouldn't I?
I would assume that you are around.
Yeah.
So your phone is in silent, but probably vibrate or whatever, because you are.
So assuming I'm
I'm
in a place which is where it's safe for me to answer the phone.
Yes,
then I will do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're doing a lookout.
Okay.
Nearby, completely, innocuous to anyone.
Right, Jeremy, what's one?
Hey Nanj, I'm here with Janusz. We got you on speaker. He was saying there's something interesting, a book that he's after, which the father just put behind the altar in the sacred. What was it called? The thingy, the hole. There's a hole that it's locked up. It's behind the altar.
Yes. I am here too, Nanjasel, in Janusz's Dermot's
You don't have to shout.
sanctum.
I can hear you. You don't have to shout.
Oh, very good. Well, he has shown me inside, and I've seen one of the men you captured an image of, passing a ledger to Father Michael, and it has been stored away in an alcove on the altar at the back, tucked away where it would not easily be seen. But it is of significance, I'm sure of it.
You want me to go get it?
When things are quiet, then yes, when the opportunity presents itself, it may be of great value.
Jeremy, can you send me pictures of what he's chatting about?
I'll send you a couple of screenshots.
All right. Yeah, I go and get it later on when things are quieter. Here, Dermot, while I got you on the phone,
Hi.
I got a question for you. What the fuck were you thinking with regards to Mitchell?
How do you mean?
Well, I mean, I sent him your way, and then I turned up at the HQ, and he's there, in my face.
Well, I asked him whether or not he was, what happened, and then seemed quite a reasonable thing, He made his case, and I think maybe he should be given a chance. It sounds like Ragnar's the bastard in all of this. And I just don't, I don't want to go spilling blood where there doesn't need to be sort of blood spill, that's just going to cause more antagonism between...
No, but you have stitched me up, and now I'm in trouble. So don't think that I will forget this, because I fucking won't. I'll hang the phone up.
Okay. Some minutes later, some screenshots will go your way, not yourself.
Okay.
So you start sort of like softly casing the area while church is still open before it closes. Like you can go in. Some people are doing their prayers and the like, so you can just go in, lightly case the situation, pretending to be praying, and then leave. So you can be ready for later in the evening if you want to.
Oh, fine. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Or at any point in the future. As in, you were looking at the pictures and seeing where this could be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, anything else that you're going to be doing there in the HQ, Janice and Dermot?
Yeah, I shall say, is there something I should be aware of, Dermot?
Oh, yes. You see, there's a number of people who think it's like a conspiracy, I think, but I'm not certain. There might be some truth to it. That the more the cameras watch you, that slowly it's capturing a little part of yourself, and little by little, it just drains a little bit of your soul out. And that's why people who spend too much time on camera, like actors, are just soulless bastards.
That is good to know. Thank you. Now, I was not asking generally. I was talking specifically about the fact that Nanjazal sounded most displeased, and even perhaps in some kind of danger. I do not want anything to happen to Nanjazal. He is part of our coterie. He has proven herself a good friend over the years.
Well, Nanj decided to pass on a couple of boxes to me with people in it. And, you know, if you give somebody some boxes, you don't really have control of what they do with it afterwards. So I don't know quite what she wanted me to do with the boxes. And I wouldn't want to give the wrong impression based on just one quick conversation between the two of us. But, you know, the people will get to where they want to go in the end, so they've just kind of taken a detour in the middle.
Well, it was my impression that Nanjazal has a very clear idea of what she wanted you to do with those boxes, and that perhaps it did not unfold the way she wished. I do hope the two of you can put this right, however. Whatever has occurred. But if it is something that I should be aware of, something that will affect our domain, then good to be warned.
Fair enough. I'll see if we can hash it out.
Good, good.
I wouldn't want to upset your little group.
Well, it is our coterie.
No, I'm... Okay, yes, no. Obviously, I don't want to upset our coterie either.
Good, good. I don't think he's going to say anything else.
Yeah.
He's not going to look too much at the screens, though.
Yeah, and be away from any other cameras.
He doesn't want to have his soul sucked away.
So, Nanjazal will be looking around. She manages to see someone. So the meeting that had been taking place, this is something that Dermot and Janice had no clear clue. It was a support group. There were people that were there. It's an open support group. People who would need help, even if it's just someone to listen to their story or someone that can provide them any guidance. And a couple of people are, when you go in and do your casing, they're having very quiet conversations just outside the doors, but immediately outside, but the doors are open and you can hear, and it's late at night, so well, not super late, but the church is mostly empty, very echoey. Well, Nanjazal pretends to to pray in one of the pews, she can hear this man talking about how he has been struggling with a lot of what has been going on in with his life and in many aspects of it, and he's coming to seek some solace, but he doesn't feel that it's helping, and he's not expecting the church to solve his problems, but he's not getting the appropriate or the feedback that he believes he deserves, in the help that he believes he deserves. And he's telling this to one of the people that are there counseling, and they are telling him, you must understand, we don't have any resources. We have very limited resources. The people that are here are volunteers. There is no way that we can propel you forwards in what you wish to do. We cannot get you a job. We can get you working as a volunteer, but it's not like we can pay you a salary. And he's not happy with those excuses as he sees them.
Okay. So I think I will wait until that conversation has come to an end, and then look for an opportunity to approach him when he's on the phone. Mm-hmm. If that means like
easy
catching him up or whatever, I'll say, excuse me, mate. Sorry for catching you on a word. Got a confession to make in a church, so it seems appropriate, right? I overheard a bit of your conversation. I didn't mean nothing by it. It's echoey. And
I was too loud, wasn't I? I'm sorry. I was unhappy.
Well, you know what? It's easy to be loud when you're unhappy, isn't it? Like.
Yeah. I'll keep it down next time.
No,
sorry if
that's not what I came here to say. I guess I sort of just came to say I think I've been where you are. I know what it's like. I know how hard it is to get out of that place. It weren't so long ago in my life that I lost a lot of things all in one time, and well, I guess I was just thinking, I want someone else to chat to.
Did you miss the support group meeting? I didn't see you there tonight. Did you come for it?
No, I don't go to the group. I come to the church sometimes. Quiet, right? You can think, and sometimes when you've got a lot of things going around in your head all in one go, a lot of different trains of thought. Nice to have some place quiet, try and unpick what's going on, isn't it?
Yes.
And anyways, that's how comes I heard you. But because I ain't attached to the group, not my fault. Unless I come and asked you, you wouldn't know how it was. But it seems to me that, well, seems to me that sometimes the world just keeps throwing you shit, doesn't it? Seemed like from what you were saying, that's what's been happening to you. Anyways, if there's anything I can do?
Do you have a light? Maybe we can step outside and I need a little bit of fresh air.
Sure. I ain't got a lighter, no, but we can step outside for sure.
You start talking and, well, you start walking outside, and it's as if this person has, you just enabled him. It's basically open up, tell whatever you want to tell. Yeah. And again, in that manner in which it's easy to talk to someone that is a stranger about, the situation, because they will not have any prejudice or preconceived notions about you. He starts talking to you about this, and he does seem to be a person that believes the people in church are giving up on him. even though he's trying to make excuses for them, he that is the underlying emotion, sort of like train of thought that he probably has in his mind.
Okay.
As in, he feels that they're giving up on him. They're not, like, whenever he tells them of the reasons behind the things that are happening, some of them call them excuses, and they're not excuses, they're reasons.
Okay. So I'll say to him, I get your drift. I mean, it's a good place to come here to think about things, and you can come to the group here, get support. But it's not the only place where you can get. You know, I was like you, I didn't find any support here when I was at my lowest. I got help from elsewhere. I suppose it's a different kind of support group. I still go there. It helps me out. No one there said.
I went to the council, and they also have these, but the same as everything. They have no budget. They have no people.
Well,
And then it's just a number of visits and sessions that you can do. It's not for as long as you need help. You know what I mean?
well, that's what I'm telling you. Based on I know you can have help as long as you need it. You can even kip there if you. God knows I do.
Yeah.
It's different. A different kind of thing. Because the guy what runs it, he's well, he cares about putting people on the right path. That's what he did me. I mean, I could take you up there if you like, because I've got me lot.
Well,
Could introduce you to him. Yeah. You don't like him, you ain't got to stay. You can walk off, kip elsewhere.
he starts considering your offer, and he asks you a little bit about your story. Of course, he's not wanting to pry. I mean, you talk about you being at your lowest and him showing you the path. So he asks around that. I don't know if you want to make a scene of that, because it's more of satisfying his curiosity to see if he's going to. I mean, he does say it doesn't hurt to talk to this bloke, you know.
So I will tell him about what happened to me when my dad died. That I was then homeless, and these various things. So I'm telling him about things that happened to me before I was a vampire.
Okay.
So, but that I will choose things that I think resonate with what I know of him. And I don't want to over egg it, so I won't like lay it on really thick. But I'll say, well, time came that I met Janusz, and I don't know if it was the right thing at the right time or not, but he gave me a different perspective on things. I didn't have nowhere to live. I was able to stay there. I still live there now. Now, I don't need to live there, but I stay there to help other people. There's lots of folks there, different people, all sorts of different backgrounds, different things, different problems. There's always someone about you can talk to, somewhere you can lay your head.
When can I just show up and talk to him?
I'll say, I think he went out earlier. So
I didn't mean tonight. I'm free on Thursday, he says, you know,
right.
and also like on
Thursday,
Sundays.
Have you got a phone or some place I can get hold of you?
Oh yeah, you just add me on Facebook or something.
Okay. I'll say I'll do that, and I'll say I'll let you know where to come on Thursday. I'll check in with him if he's going to be about, and then you can have a chat with you.
Yes, thank you.
Listen, do you need anything before I get going?
No, actually, thank you very
I'm
much.
not hungry or nothing.
I just need to find a light now. And
Right.
he starts like.
All right,
walking.
can't all use that, mate.
Yeah.
I'll get his name before he goes, but otherwise.
Mark.
Okay. But otherwise, after Mark's gone, I'll creepily go back into the shadows and wait till everyone's gone home to steal the book
Okay, so we're gonna do that later.
Yeah.
At this point in the evening, Matilda has already fed, sort of like flirting her way through the bar until she found uh, um, a waiter, someone waiting on the tables that was very glad to help her with a request of moving something out of your car, apparently. And then he was a little drained, so you told one of the co-workers that he overexerted himself in helping you carry that big load that you already mentioned. He's fussy in the details. He thinks he's had like low blood pressure right now. He's pale a little bit, so they're sending him home. But you're better fed. You also look a little pale, but it's
That's fine. I'll get back in my car. If I've got the compass, what direction is it facing? Like north, south, east, west?
southwest.
Southwest. Okay.
Further
Right.
southwest.
Yeah. Okay.
You do get a call when you. Where are you driving to?
I think we said we were going to meet in the
HQ.
So yeah, it would be there.
Okay, you are driving to the HQ, and there's a number that starts ringing your phone.
I'll pop it on speakerphone.
I might need an answer sooner than expected.
It said until the end of tonight.
If you have circumstances have changed, I will wait, but make it tonight.
Yep. Can I call you back on this number?
No, I will send someone.
You said earlier, you said a few weeks ago that you'd like to be involved in the hunt for Artramir.
Indeed.
Aside from... Sorry.
Yes, I mentioned to Dermot that he would have the support of the Ventru clan.
Well, that might be sooner than expected as well.
Excellent. Expect a ghoul to go to your domain. He will be waiting to get an answer, as I cannot travel between domains since the librarian has forbade it.
It's a shame.
It is indeed. Nothing brings me more joy than to be in your presence, Matilda.
Right. Speak to you soon. I'll just hang the phone before you get
And you make it all the way to the HQ. When you get there, before you get there, Janice, who would have gone upstairs, sees that Charlie and Mitchell are making arrangements to leave with Murray. And Ruby comes to you and says, "Hi, Janice." And she really needs to calm herself down and says, "Did you know?"
You're going to need to be a little more specific. Are you all right? You seem troubled.
I just wanted to know if you knew about us trying to get Mitchell out of the city.
This is the first I've heard of it. Is this why you are concerned?
Yes, he's been wrongly accused of killing a Camarilla cold blood. Do you know in the events that a few nights past? That is not how it happened, but perhaps it's better to get him out of the city. So Charlie's going to be joining him,
I
and
see.
they're going to go somewhere else. We're not telling anyone where.
That makes a certain amount of sense. If there are angry people in the Camarilla looking for him.
And she shoots a glance to the door to the basement, but says nothing.
But Ruby,
Mm-hmm.
when you have seen them off, as it were, you know that you can come back. The gates will always be open for you.
Thank you. Yes, I will see them up. And she smiles to you and says, "Do you know if Nan Giselle is in your place, or is she coming here?"
Well, she is attending to business at the moment, but I imagine she will make her way here eventually.
Okay, so I will probably come later. If it's not too much of trouble, I just need to run something by her.
Well, it may be we will not be here long. We have significant business we must attend to this evening.
Okay, I'll try to be brief. Thank you, Janice.
You are aware, of course, part of the what transpired last night.
With Squid, with
Yeah.
Frankie.
Yes.
Yes, I wasn't too sure what happened, but I believe I need to have a chat also with Matilda and Audrey.
What is important is that you have come a long way in a short time, and your assistance helped keep the attention of Carla and restored Squid. You should remember that. I'm very proud of you.
Can you make a charisma plus leadership roll, please?
Yeah, sure. So, leadership. I don't suppose I can apply. It's not on leadership, but can I apply my indoctrination specialty?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Because that's the whole point. You are inspiring
It's
her
hilarious
in
that
that
you can
way.
have that.
Okay.
That is a completely legitimate
Willpower.
I'm going to
specialty.
willpower reroll that.
Very well. You can reroll up to 3 non-hunger dice.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
A total of 3 successes.
Mhm.
Okay. So you see that for a second, Audrey's demeanor sort of relaxes a little bit. She eases off a little bit, and now she gives you a genuine smile and says, "Thank you, Janice. As usual, it's just there are many questions that are unanswered, and I just want the truth.
Yes.
I believe we all do.
Yes. Of course. It is good to see
Can
the
I-
truth.
Well, if I need to find the truth, I will come get you."
Good.
And she just approaches you and gives you like a very short hug, as in
Yeah.
appreciation.
I'll accept it.
And then she starts organizing things.
Mhm.
By the time Matilda is arriving to the haven, Ruby is outside
Okay.
on her own.
I'll just walk straight up to her and say, "What's going on?"
There's
I know
something
about
I
Mitchell. I know about Mitchell. I know about Murray.
what do you know exactly?
I know that apparently they killed Camarilla. Don't know why.
Someone attacked them. They were defending themselves. Someone was going at Murray for being caitiff. Uppity Camarilla Toreador. Thinking herself of a high clan and pure. And she was saying so much nonsense. Michaela was always like that, but this time her words carried more weight, and Mitchell just who struck first. Yeah, Mitchell just lost control after Murray had been already clobbered. So yes, they are responsible for the death of Michaela, but I wouldn't say that they're accountable.
Why didn't you come to me?
You already had a lot on your plate, Matilda. You cannot be there for all of us all the time. Audrey cannot be there for all of us all the time. And I sometimes feel like such a fuck up that if it's not you, it's Mitchell, and if not, it's Murray, and even Frankie comes and helps me, and now I'm struggling, and I'm trying to do things on my own, and I have had to ask questions of others, of Janice, and
I'll put a hand on her shoulder and be like, shh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You have a lot on your plate as well, clearly.
that's not it. There's more.
What?
We asked Nangisel to get Mitchell and Murray out of the city. Quietly, discreetly. I asked her personally not to tell you anything because I wanted to come clean and tell you things.
Ruby. So where are they? Did you do it? Where are they?
Well, we thought she did, but no. They were here and they had been given to the Camarilla. Luckily, and this is Mitchell's theory, luckily they were given to Dermot. Mainly because you lot are responsible for investigating. We don't know why, but Dermot is the one that got a hold of him, and he was only concerned as to whether or not they had been behind the death of his Malkavian friend.
So he didn't. What?
He let them go, and he offered apologies, and Charlie Shrike offered not to kill him in return for identities, masks. They just left about an hour ago. They're gone. They're in the wind. Murray, Mitchell, and Charlie.
Where?
They didn't tell me. They're safe.
You?
No. I asked them not to. They are with the Charles Shrike, Matilda.
Right.
But now I'm concerned. First, because I don't know what happened. I trusted Nangisel, and I don't know if this is something that.
When you went to Nangisel, what did she say she'd do? What did she promise?
She said that she would take them out of the city. No charge, no wounds, no nothing. She would do it as a friend, as a friend to someone that, like her, was a child of summer. I want to believe that something else was afoot. I want to believe that someone else fucked up, and it wasn't Nangisel. She's not. It's not like her.
It's not like her.
But everybody has a price, Matilda.
Oh, we'll just have to ask her, won't we?
That's why I'm here waiting. I just talked to Janusz, and I cannot believe that. I mean,
did Janusz know?
No, he didn't.
That's also not like Nanj to not tell him.
Well, I mean, I don't want to speak ill of him. He's such a lovely guy, but he's awful at keeping a secret. He's carrying all of his emotions and his thoughts, and sometimes his prejudice. He's just skin deep. Someone asking a question, he would have had very strong opinions, and he wouldn't have been afraid to voice them.
Well, if it's true that Nangisel gave her word that she'd get them out of the city, and then she broke it. I don't think that Yana should be particularly happy with her about that. So maybe
That's why I want to
shouldn't
talk
say
to
anything.
her. That's why I didn't mention anything to Janice. I want to talk to her first. I want to understand what happened.
Okay, there will be no next time. But next time anything close to this happens, you come straight to me. Don't fuck around trying to fix it by yourself, trying to go behind my back.
Not like that. I thought I had it under control. I just want to know if I trusted the wrong people, Matilda. That's all.
So do I.
What does that mean?
It means I want to know whether Nan Giselle betrayed Mitchell and Murray and you and I.
What's doing my head in is that she was there helping Audrey and Squid tonight, giving her blood.
I don't know what's going on with her. All right. We just need to ask her. I need to ask Dermot as well.
He's inside.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to him about this. I don't think I'm going to get a very positive reaction, especially because I'm kind of upset. I don't know either. Why is he involved in this? I don't know.
Well,
So-
he let Mitchell go. He let Murray go. I think he's good people. That sounds fair. And he has more reason than anyone to just hand the boxes over, hand the boys over to the camera, and he didn't. So I'm gonna ask him why.
I'll just wait around here until Nigel comes.
And I'll go inside.
Yeah. And with that, we're gonna go to a break. So do we have any shout outs?
I don't. Not me.
Nope.
There was something from the patron for the patrons.
Oh, actually, yeah.
information.
So if you are one of the lovely people who supports us at the level of Elder or above, then there is a postcard from Hubert, which has just been winging its way over to the Patreon. So go check it out if you haven't already. And thank you, as always, for your continued support. Much appreciated.
You're amazing, and Hubert loves doing those postcards. big shout out to both Sam, the man Hubert himself, doing the postcards, and to Kirsty, who is doing the art, the lovely art that in no way has any hints of any conspiracy theories with cats wearing tinfoil hats. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So we're going to go into a 15-minute break. It's 20 to 9 here, so we will be coming back in 15 minutes at 5 to 9 UK time. So until then, I'm going to love you and leave you. See you in 15. Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Hello and welcome back for this part 2 of episode 7 of Blood on the Severn. And when we left it, where we left it was in Matilda going back inside the HQ where Janice and Dermot are. But there have been some conversations taking place and other things happening at the HQ. Now is closer to midnight. And Nan Giselle is getting ready, cue Mission Impossible music, to get her hands on that ledger.
Yep.
So I would assume that you want to do sort of like a quick break-in, just like the one you did with Dermot.
Yes, although I will send Dermot a text message that tells him when I'm planning to do this, at least there or thereabouts, because I'm hoping that he will take care of the security camera.
Okay.
I will be ready. I think
So-
we left the back door
Then
into
I
their
can
security
obfuscate.
system, but no easy way to get in, so it is going to require us breaking in again.
Yes, but if you take care of the cameras, then the fact that my obfuscate can be seen on them.
No problem. Will do.
Yeah. Okay, so the way we're gonna do it is Nangisel will do a break-in. She will need to do a dexterity plus larceny check to have access to the things that she needs to get access to.
Sure.
But she will get a bonus to her roll. She's going to be assisted by Dermot remotely. But he's going to be using technology for this. So, Dermot, how much is your technology?
My technology is 3.
3 for hacking?
Yeah, 3 for technology.
Excellent. So that will give you an automatic success,
Okay.
Bex. Do you wish to do a blood search for this roll?
What's my dice pool?
So your larceny and dexterity are both at 3. You do have the break-in emphasis. That is not exactly. It's in stealth, but I will let it be used here.
Okay,
So your pool is
won't
7
bother.
dice. 7 dice plus an automatic success from Dermot.
Yeah, so I won't bother.
Okay. Will you turn on your unseen passage from obfuscate?
Yep.
Okay, that's a rouse check. That you fail, going up to hunger 3. And you will have 3 successes on 4 with Dermot's success. 4 successes to your break-in attempt.
Yep.
Which should be enough to get you in and into the chapel. Now I will also ask a proper stealth check once inside, because it's going to be a little more crowded than expected. As in, you're expecting absolutely no one to be in the place. But I'm gonna make that roll, keep it to myself, because it's just the sound of your footsteps. Oh no, you have.
Yeah, I've got the thing that makes me
Signs
quiet
of the.
as well.
Forget about it. You don't need to roll, because the only way for them to notice you at this point is the only way for them to notice you would be electronic surveillance systems, and you are basically navigating through the blind spots. So you do get all the way to this little place, and you
Who have I seen? Sorry, what people have I seen?
see a
That might
couple
affect
of
whether I choose to do this or not.
so you see a couple of the people of the society having a chat in one of the sort of like the little common areas inside the grounds of the place.
They're not in the church bit itself. Okay.
No.
Okay, then I'll proceed.
You get your hands in the ledger and quickly check the insides, and it has basically the layout of the information that Father Michael has, sort of where he writes the basis of the reports.
Okay. So, sorry, go on.
Oh yeah, a quick glance will let you know that they don't have much information, solid information as to. They talk about suspects, they talk about blank bodies, but they don't have actual names.
So, can I take how many pages of this ledger are filled out? Because what I'd rather do is take photographs of all the pages. But if I don't have time to do that, or it might draw attention, then I'll have to take the ledger.
it is feasible for you to take it. There's quite a few of the pages are filled, but it is possible for you to do it throughout the scene. I will just we'll need a roll, a stealth roll, a resolve plus stealth roll from you.
Sure.
Okay. Are you doing a blood search for that one?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So that is going to be. Okay. So 4 successes. You do have 3 non-hunger dice that came up blank. Do you wish to reroll them?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And all 3 dice. Okay, you actually have a total of, wow, those 3 dice came up huge. 2 successes, both of them 10. They give you a critical win. So that's 4 and 4. That's 8 successes, critical win total. Okay, that's good. That's good because bear in mind you had some penalties because you're still under a compulsion. Well, basically have people transgress on their beliefs and gaining stains. But with those successes, you do manage to find a small place in which you can take good pictures, and it's a critical win, which means that you don't take any of the pictures that are blurry. You don't need to retake them. You literally just put the phone sideways and start taking sort of like landscape sort of pictures of both pages at once while you do this. As you take pictures, you note that there is the one contact outside of Bristol for the Society of Leopold that Father Michael uses. There is mentions and information of contact, the one person. So this does look like an independent, sort of independent cell.
Okay. So I don't know the name of this person. The name that's written down there, it doesn't mean anything to me.
No. Right, okay. It's just someone that is outside, someone that probably helps orchestrate the efforts of the Society of Leopold, maybe regionally or nationally, or I don't know, in Europe or where. It is definitely someone that Father Michael reports to.
Okay.
But it's not in the city, and it seems that this cell has their sort of like complete autonomy as long as they follow certain guidelines.
Okay. So I will, once I've got what I need, I will leave as hopefully as straightforwardly as I came. Mm-hmm. And when I'm a safe distance away from the church, I'll then be looking to head off. I will send a message to Dermot saying, "Where are you?" And I have the legend. Where should I come?
You get the message, Dermot?
I'll say we're at the HQ.
Okay. Then I'll go to the HQ.
You ask Lug to pick you up.
Mm-hmm.
He drives you all the way to the HQ. When you arrive, Ruby is there outside.
I mean, I've not seen her since last night, right?
No, you haven't, exactly.
Okay. I'll say, right, Ruby? How are you?
Not well. I have questions.
Questions? What do you mean?
So,
yeah, well, Janusz is inside, so if you've got questions, best bet.
No, it's a question to you. Why did Mitchell end up here? In this place with Dermot?
That is a question.
I trusted you, Nanch. I trusted you.
I'll just try to walk around her
She
without answering her.
she tries to get a hold of you, like grabs your arm and says, "Answer to me, answer me."
I'll say,
You were supposed to take them safely out of the city, not deliver them to the Camarilla. What the fuck?
I'll say,
I trusted you.
I do not have time to have this conversation with you now. I'll have it with you some other time. You can't just stand there and demand things of me. That is not how it works. I am busy on doing important things.
This was important, Nanjasel. I thought you knew it was important to me.
Of course I knew it was important to you. I ain't a twat, am I? What I'm telling you is, this conversation is not my priority now. You want to have it with me? Yeah, we can have it at some other time. But for right now, there's more important things. I have information I have to deliver, on which many people's life and death might stand. So, what's it to be?
You're unbelievable, Nanjasel. You're unbelievable.
What? Because you got a problem, I suddenly have to make everything to do with you my priority? No, that ain't the way it cuts.
Because you gave me your word and then shot all over.
Yeah, I did give you my word, and I told you I will explain to you exactly what happened if you give me time to go and have this conversation when there is time to have it. We're making a whole series of assumptions about me based on, I don't know what, based on the fact that Mitchell turned up here in, whatever circumstances. Well, by the way, I don't know what those were.
Well, how else would anyone will take them? Nanjasel, you're offering no excuses and saying that you're busy and you're in a hurry.
I am not offering you excuses. I'm telling you, I'm not having this conversation now. So if you want to push me to it, then you're fucking welcome.
Oh, so now I have to schedule a meeting with you so we can discuss how you completely fucked up the thing you said you were gonna do?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to do that. Or we could not do it at all. I ain't interested in talking to you about this now. I've got more important things to think about. I've got not the slightest fucking clue, if you want to be honest, how Mitchell showed up here. Not the slightest. I arranged for him to be sent out of the city. Right? So, if you want the answer to your question, I've got some investigating to do as well. Not the slightest clue. But that investigation is not happening tonight, Ruby. Because there are other more important things to do.
I thought you were different. But you're like every other snake I've met. And she just starts walking.
Well, I let her go. I go into the headquarters.
Okay.
I'll find Janusz if he's there.
He's probably sat in the living room with Duchess. There is a strong smell of blood in the place.
Fucking hell, he died in here.
A very, very unfortunate man.
Oh, I was joking.
Charlie Shrike feeds in a particular way, one which does not leave much left when he...
Right, well. Well, that's not why I came here. I came here because I got the information from the ledger.
You went into the church?
Yeah, I got it.
You found it?
Yeah.
And
I came to show it you.
That is excellent news.
Well,
Truly
so.
excellent.
I thought so, but anyways, I'll give it to you. I reckon probably see if it's on my phone. See if Dermot's got opportunity to print it out.
Yes. You should do as you see fit.
Oh, is he around? Is he about?
Yes, he is downstairs in his lair.
What?
His lair.
Right, all right. I'll go downstairs.
So Matilda, I would assume, is downstairs with Dermot?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have the beginning of the beginning of your conversation that will at some point be probably interrupted by the appearance of a Nangisel. While Nangisel appears.
I'll go in and I'll just lean over sort of and just look at what the screens are doing and what he's looking at.
It's probably
Looks
a
like the inside of
mixture
a church and also the domain and also displays and also a couple of clubs.
I'm
Yeah.
probably also sorting out the paperwork stuff that needs doing.
Yes.
So,
Yes. And like government sites and banks and things like that.
Yeah, well, I'll have a look at that. Assume that I probably see maybe Mitchell's face on a,
Murray's
fake
or
ID,
one of them, yeah.
and just pick it up and be like, "So, do you want to tell me about this?
what do you want to know?
How did my friends end up here under your care?"
They ended up here, under my care. And I wanted to ask Mitchell what happened. So I asked him. Fortunately, you told me beforehand that it was Ragnar who was boasting about killing my clanmate. Otherwise, there might have been a good chance, if I'm honest, that they might not have been here under my care. But as it stands, they're not responsible for that. So I wish to have a conversation to see what happens. Because I understand that things can be a little bit challenging at times out there in the fog of war.
It sounded like one of your girls started it, from what Ruby said.
Aye, sounds like one of your guys, that Chris fella, was after some blood too.
Yeah.
But, blood doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't. I'm quite ready for the shit show to be over.
So I asked Mitchell, having met good old Charlie, and I said, tell us your account of things. So he did. And if I'm honest, the camera will still be looking for him. I'm sure if they know. But if they don't find out, it might be best for everybody. Because otherwise, it's going to be more blood for them and more blood for us, more blood for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm in no hurry for them to stay. They need to go for a while, at least.
Well, I'm just glad you told me about Ragnar before things got too far,
Yeah. Wish you told me about Mitchell a bit sooner, though.
Me?
Yeah, I mean, how long did you have them here?
They turned up last night. It was another night before, just at the end of the night, and then we had a heated conversation, and then I told them his grandpappy were here, and they had a conversation in the morning.
I heard that Nanj was supposed to get them out of the city.
That'd be something you'd have to discuss with Nanj.
Damn it.
We got other things to be doing. And
And you?
We gotta see after this Rose.
Yeah.
You've seen what she can do, I've seen what she can do. Not even a spanner will stop her. I mean, she's like some kind of devastating tyrant bitch.
She is a mega bitch.
But if I'm honest, if it just came down to the four of us, Nanj can throw a good punch and all. So
I think I should leave it until we've dealt with Rose. Put it aside.
I think it's up to you what you do. But I don't think Mitchell was deserving of what I believe will happen to any who crossed the Camarilla in this particular night. And I think maybe his actions have been washed up in that. And I don't think there's some people who are going to listen to it.
Well, I'm glad you made your own decision. I'm glad you woke him up and spoke to him.
If needs be, I can talk to Nathaniel. Try and put a word in and explain what happened.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be good. Well, that would be right. If it turns out it's not their fault, if they were provoked, Nathaniel
I
should know.
understand that things weren't particularly great, but in how Mitchell ended up here and everything else, but he was a little bit aggressive, and Charlie weren't quite so pleasant either. And I know I live in a society with elders who kind of take the piss half the time, but there's some security in that. If I'm honest, I felt a little bit threatened with my own domain over the last couple of days, and it's not a good feeling. After all, I wouldn't exactly. I would help him out. So now I'm sorting out a problem for them just so as I don't get myself killed by some crazy elder of some other sort.
Did you put it right with him before he
I
left?
think we have an agreement, but I suppose what I'm saying is if you want me to talk to Nathaniel, then I think maybe Mitchell's going to be needing to be convinced that would be in his interests to do so. I'm not going to do it off my own back because it puts the target on my back for knowing about it in the first place.
Right.
So I will happily talk to Nathaniel, but only when your friends start to see sense of the fact that there's somebody trying to help him. But that doesn't come without a price, as with all things.
Yeah. Good negotiator, damn it. I will talk. Well, I can't talk to them because I don't know where they are. But if I see them, if we get to that point where it's safe for me to talk to them, then I will. And then perhaps you can feel more comfortable in your own domain. Although you seem to handle yourself pretty well.
That doesn't mean I'm not shitting myself underneath it all.
Yeah. What was all that blood up there?
Yeah, that's Charlie fucking Shrike. I mean, I don't want to know what's going up there. I can smell it, but it's pretty. I mean, I have an inkling, but again, it's the same thing going back to that conversation with the others. I don't want to really condone the life of a person being ended on my say-so. So if I don't hear it because there's some fucking elder who decides, like he said yesterday, I'm going to kill somebody, I just don't want to know about it because then I'm complicit in the whole thing. But that's the same thing. I don't want to see Mitchell dead just for no dead good reason.
Yeah, no, I see. I do see.
But I still need, and again, I'm not wanting to push the buttons and negotiate hard on this thing, but I'm just trying to, you have to be able to make a living. And the credit in our society is a bit of this and a bit of that. And whatever he did something wrong. He should not have killed that person. And yet he seems to be lording out that he's been wronged somehow.
I don't know what he was ordering. I haven't seen him, so I've only got your word. I don't know what you were saying. I just have your word for it.
You hear the door to the basement open and someone coming down the stairs. Nigel walks into the basement, which has the servers, and she approaches the well-lit area with all the screens. Dermot is sat in front of them, and Matilda is with him.
I'll say, all right.
All right.
And
I got the stuff.
do you think it'd be too much if I put it onto iPads and then gave them out? Or do you think Yanush would explode?
No, I want you to fucking print it off, don't I? If he was going to look
I'm
at
trying
it
to be
on
responsible
an iPad,
and helping the environment. That's a lot of paper.
Just put it on paper. I don't think he can handle
We're
it
not.
right now.
Don't worry about it. If you, all you're going to do is put it on a different fucking screen, I'll show him myself on my phone.
You want me to print it off? I'll print a hard copy off. One hard copy and then the other one's on iPads.
He ain't reading it off the phone, is he? You know what he's like.
Well, no, the printed copy's for him. You can have the printed copy. You can have the
What's on-
iPads.
I don't need the iPad. I got it on my phone.
Okay, fine.
I'll have an iPad.
What?
Thank you.
Right. Well, let me know when it's done. I'll turn around and head out.
So Dermot prints a hard copy for Janusz. It takes a couple of minutes is just getting all the images, converted into a document that can be just left to print. And a few minutes later, it's done. So, are you gonna continue your conversation, or are you just gonna finish this and go upstairs?
I'll follow Naj while he's printing that off.
Mhm.
I'll follow her up the stairs
Okay.
and just say, so Mitchell and Murray.
Oh, don't you fucking start. I'll just walk away.
She just climbs the rest of the stairs, opens the door into the living room, and disappears.
Yeah.
As I get to the top of the stairs, I'll turn around and say, did it ever occur to anyone here that there are significantly more important things going on than fucking Mitchell and Murray? Not including, but not limited to, a rogue fucking Elder Tremere and the Society of fucking Leopold. Do you think we could focus on things that are important for 5 fucking minutes? Then perhaps we will get something done.
I'll
turn and
follow
leave.
her.
Yeah.
I'll follow her up the stairs, call up after her and be like, we can only deal with the Society of Leopold if we're honest with each other. And if you're not putting my friends in boxes and not telling me about it, Nanj, we don't have to talk about it now, because you're right, there are other things to talk about. But it's tabled. And we will chat about it later.
Says who? Says who we will fucking chat about it. Number one, did your friend ever fucking tell you that I didn't tell you at her fucking request? At her request! Okay? So don't come and fucking lay this on me. Don't lay it on me. I'm leaving at this point. I will leave the Haven. The HQ.
Okay. The HQ, okay. So a few minutes later, Dermot shows up upstairs with a printed copy of all the pictures that Nigel took of the ledger, and an iPad for Matilda.
He will edge around the room to get to the far side from wherever the hell the Duchess is. Then edge towards the table to drop them down, and then pull himself a seat a slight distance away from it.
Mm-hmm. So Janusz is presented with a printed copy of all the of pictures, but it's clear that these are pictures of pages of presumably the ledger that Nigel went and checked.
Okay, so obviously Janusz is very keen to read what's on these pages, but assumedly he's heard Nanjzel leave, even though I'm assuming he's not in the same room, but like he's probably heard like doors slam or her.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So before he delves into this stuff, are Matilda and Dermot in the room?
Yeah.
I'll say, are we not going after Rose tonight? I didn't bring the Duchess here to disturb you, Dermot. I brought her here because I assumed we would be hunting.
We're going after her now, are we? Do we have everything in place? I mean, does that thing turn into some kind of killer dar?
No, she does not change shape. Whatever Charlie has told you.
Dermot's got a point, though. I mean, if we want everyone that we need, then we're going to have to be pretty quick about it.
Matilda, you got the thing right to know which direction she's in.
It shows you the compass.
Do we know how far she is away though? Because that only points in like a direction, not anything more. I suppose we could try and triangulate it a bit.
My point is, you all seem very relaxed. I thought that she was intending to kill us all. We now have the means to find her, and we have people who are willing to help us kill her. Should we not gather those people and hunt her down? And if not tonight, then tomorrow night. I'd assume that is what we would do.
No, you're right. It is what we'll do. I mean, Doma has a point, though. We need to know. I mean, we can't just say everybody follow the car and we have a sort of motorcade down if we don't know exactly how far southwest she is.
Are you intending to locate her then?
Well, I can do that tonight, and then we can tomorrow. We'll have more of a sense of how far we need to go. I'll go southwest until the compass says otherwise.
As I say, I mean, we could spend a little bit of time now trying to work out just how far. I mean, if you drive a distance away, you know to where you are, and then try and work out the two lines, it should all kind of work out.
Yeah,
I think.
One other thing, and I agree, we should find out where she is. That is your desire. Though I, for one, would much rather go looking for her with as many other kindred as possible.
Aye. It's just, obviously, if you're going to tell them, you need to know whether or not she's some other place in Bristol or in fecking Cornwall. You know, there's a bit of a difference between the two there.
Yes.
It does also, given the current state of affairs, people going in and out of Bristol is not one of the things that he has to go through the librarian.
Yeah.
So if she's outside the domain, the greater domain, you would be hard pressed to proceed.
Also, one other thing, Dermot, when I asked you earlier if you were going to smooth things over with Nandazal or make it right in whatever this business is that's going on, I assume that, and I'll point in the direction of the front door, was not your intention.
I haven't had a chance to smooth it over. She came down and asked for something to be printed off, and I printed it off like she asked. You know, despite what that's doing to the planet and all.
No, that one was me.
He'll narrow his eyes in full destruction.
I told her that we could talk about it later, and then she just stormed off. Well,
she has been risking her life for the safety of the city. He'll say, fine, and then he'll get up, say, well, let me know when you're going to follow the compass. I could come with you. Let me see if I can find Nandazal. And then I can feast my eyes on this. And then I'm going to...
Do you want to take that and go and talk to Nanj then, and maybe the two of us can jump in a car and try and work out how far this is away?
Very well. Although I might be useful here.
In terms of tracking?
Yes, when we are close.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to find out how far it is away. Because it could be 100 miles, could be... Although that would probably put you in the sea. So probably not 100 miles. You know, something a bit less than that, somewhere between 100 miles.
Nandazal will be out of Bristol at this rate, and I will... tell me when you're going. Or tell me when you find her. And he'll go off after her. I mean, I appreciate she will easily, if she wants to be in another state by now. But he'll go at least and have a look out outside the HQ and see if he can see her.
All right,
come on. Let's go and get in the car and we'll kind of...
Yeah, let's go.
So you're gonna go in the car, the three of you, and follow the compass.
I think it's the two of us, and I think Janusz is going to fetch. Or no, is he?
It depends, right? If I come out of the HQ and I can see Nandazal, then I'll go and talk to her. But if there is no sign of her, then I will go with them in the car.
Okay.
Oh,
so
left.
Like left.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So Nandazal just left the HQ entirely.
My intention is to go and eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm not
So,
standing outside. No.
Yeah, she's not around. She's not around when you go out. So the three of you would get in the car to follow the compass. Am I getting that correctly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is one issue, which is I'm quite happy for the Duchess to stay in the house. It's not coming in the car with us.
Yeah.
She may prove useful.
Well, damn it, you can go in the front with me, and then Duchess can be in the back. Is that far enough away if she's diagonal away from you?
She can sit in the back with me, surely.
There's a boot for a reason.
It's not a very big boot. It's quite shallow. I don't think it'd fit her.
Consider if Rose
Fine, if
finds
she's
us.
like behind and directly like behind, you can sit behind me. She is not sitting behind me, okay?
Very
and you're
well.
driving.
Very well. But I assure you, she will do nothing without my order.
That's
You're quite safe.
really reassuring.
Good. Good.
Come on then.
Okay. So Dermot will go and get from his phone a compass app, so he can know how. Like he can compare from using his digital compass with the kind of broken analog compass. Let's call it that. And you start driving due southwest. Nangisel, are you going to be hunting inside the domain?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are you? Well, it's past midnight at this point, or around midnight. So you're doing your normal hunting type, as in breaking in, feeding from someone who's sleeping.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have. Yeah, you have enough to slake one hunger without the need to roll. If we go in, the half.
Okay.
The half rule, basically.
Okay.
Unless you want to slake more than one hunger, in which case you would have to roll.
No, I'm gonna hunger 3, aren't I think.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll just take the 1. That'll be fine. And then
Okay.
I will probably head back to Janish's house and have a read of the ledger.
Okay. So I'm just gonna make a roll for you. Wits plus investigation. Because this is something that just, as you read it, you're the only one who's like sitting down and reading it properly. Okay. So with 3 successes, you're sat down there and you're reading through the ledger. There is mention of, so Father Michael does suspect of Annie now that she has sort of disappeared.
Right.
And this suspicion comes from one of the members of the society who cannot. There is like passages of half-remembered conversations. So this person has sort of like a foggy memory of how he came about some information that point him in the direction of here.
And what, this place?
Yes. And that is what started prompting the series of events for Father Michael. And now this is something Nangisel would read. That the information seemed vague and a bit random to this member of the society. But once he shared it with him in confession, it made total sense to him. And he would begin to describe how Father Michael remembers what had happened in this place all those years ago.
Right.
And it will not be a big jump for Nangisel to realize that this is what Janusz always talks about. The attack of the society, the first attack that killed his family when he was a mortal.
This just confirms that he's right all along, right?
Not only that, it also confirms that he was present in that first
attack.
Father
Michael was present.
Yes, he was
which I think is also what Janusz thought, wasn't it?
Yes, he had his suspicions. This is proof.
Okay. Right, well, I will look forward to telling him when he gets back.
Now, so I'm assuming that the other three are going to be driving until they have sort of like a clue. So they're going to spend their part of this night doing that, right?
Yeah.
So Nangisel will be approached a couple of hours before dawn. So we're talking about 4 or 5 in the morning after she has read thoroughly throughout the ledger.
Right, yeah.
And as I said, now you have information. Yes, they have numbers. So the 8 people that you had sort of like visual recognition and in pictures and all of that, turns out there are 3 more, but they're not part of the sort of strike team of the society. They're more logistics and admin and things like that. So it gives you an idea that counting Father Michael, all in all, is 12 members of the Society of Leopold. Only 3 of them, so one of the purifiers of the warriors, Father Michael himself, and a guy from sort of like logistics, are sort of initiated.
Right. But the others don't necessarily know who they're working for.
The others think that they are a self-contained, completely independent, honest to God, righteous cell that is operating on their own. Only 3 people know that they are part of something bigger.
Right, okay.
Which is also an interesting piece of information.
Yeah.
But yeah, at around 4:35 in the morning, Zane is walking around.
Okay.
You hear the footsteps, and he will see the light where you're reading. It could be that you're reading in the living room or in your room or in somewhere.
Yeah, anywhere, one of those places is fine.
Yeah. So he will approach initially, even if he has to open a door or whatever, initially to turn off the light. You see that his intention is to turn on a light that might have been left on. And then he notices you and gets a little startled. So, Nangisel, sorry, I thought someone left the light on.
No, I'm still up. What are you doing up?
I was awakened, and I was looking for Janice.
Awakened? I mean, like something woke you up, or you were awakened in some other way?
No. And he looks at you hesitantly, like, has Janice told you?
Janice has told me a lot of things. He told me one specific thing about you. So
it's always, and he looks a little shy. He's like, it's not me.
Oh.
It's you know about Ed, right?
You have to be more specific, mate.
The relic?
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Oh. So the way Evelina explains it is that since I've been taking care of it, it was my test from Janusz.
Right, that's what you told me.
Yes, it was my test, and I've been with it the most. It was just coincidence. I happened to be the person that was there when it had something to say. Had it been anyone else, it would have communicated with them.
Well, right, that makes a lot of sense. Right, so it just was a coincidence rather than anything else.
Yes, because I was with it. Also, I don't understand the meaning of the message. I just understand the words.
What's the words?
Well, the first ones were about a king that I mean, when the king falls, we will, be reborn. But I mean, we haven't had kings in ages. Right. I mean, even there's a royal family. There's nothing here in Bristol, so it has to be like a. How did?
It's probably a metaphor, mate.
That one.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what did it speak to you again today?
Yes.
What did it say?
It said protect our warrior. for her wrath might be our undoing.
Oh, do you suppose that means?
I have no idea. I just wanted to tell that to Janice so I could go back to bed.
He's out, but if you like, I can tell him.
Oh yes, please.
Because I'm just reading some. I'll probably still be up when he gets back. You should go to bed. You look tired as all fuck, mate.
Yeah. And you hear soft footsteps coming down the stairs. You see this Evelina also, like, you know, she still has like bed hair.
Okay.
It's like, what's going on? What's happening? And of course she's saying, it was like, oh no, it's sorry, thanks, Nancy. Just let Janice know. And he walks towards Evelina. I was like, I'm sorry, I woke up.
I'll say, you're right, Evelina.
I heard voices.
Yeah, it was me and him chatting. Sorry about that.
No, it's last night was strange.
Strange,
and
you feeling all right?
I am. I just don't. She goes back all the way down the stairs, grabs Zane by the hand, and approaches you and says, "That poor friend of Janice that he helped. He was very poorly.
But got out, didn't he?
Yes, but from what Janice said, the wounds were made by one of the enemies of." And looking at Zane as in she doesn't want to say an enemy of our kindred, but she wants to keep it.
I'll say
It's an enemy of our house. Are we under threat again? Are we in danger again?
No, we're not under threat. And if we was, you ain't got to worry about it. And there is very little that can come in this house we can't deal with. Now, remember the last time when we were under threat? Me and Yana, the other people, fought it out, didn't we? Now,
yes.
There is no reason. There is no reason to suppose that's what's happening right now. He's left anyway, so it's all done now. And think of it this way: if it would have been the case that he was dangerous, then I think there's a reasonable chance that he wouldn't have been helped, would he? No matter what was going on.
Yes, you're right.
If Janusz thought you was in danger, believe you me, he wouldn't have left here tonight. Not a chance. He cares about the two of you and everyone here. Why don't you both get some sleep? Things always look better when you ain't so.
Yeah. Thank you, Natch. And Evelina approaches you and, stands on her tiptoes and gives you a kiss in the cheek. Says, good night. And Zane takes her upstairs. And now you have that message from the tongue of Kupala, the relic, that if Zane's and Evelina's conjecture is believed, he just happened to be the person the tongue was near.
So can I? Do I know where the relic is?
It's in Zane's room.
So in which case, I'm going to go to Zane's room.
Which is empty because Zane went to Evelina's room to take her to bed.
That's good news.
Zane.
That's good news.
Doing duty.
So,
I mean, poor Evelina was in distress, and he is taking her to her room to be there until she falls asleep, because they are awake for different reasons. He is because he was awakened, but she is because she's fearful of this repeating, this event that happened that night with Carl and Janice being hurt.
So I'm going to go and have a chat to the jar.
Okay, excellent.
Because I reckon that Zane's right. He's not important, and I can probably be talked to. in this. If I talk to the jar or whatever.
Okay, we'll be right back with that then. So the three of you drive for a while, and then Dermot suggests that you make your way to Weston-super-Mare, which is not exactly southwest, but it will give him an idea of how much the angle is changing, or, because he's having his phone on top of the compass and he can see what's the deviation. Mm-hmm. He's trying to triangulate. Mm-hmm. And Dermot will see that the compass is aiming southwest, and the change in angle is minuscule, which would put this at a large distance. And you know enough to know that there's only one thing further southwest than Land's End, and that's the sea.
Just on a boat.
And that is the conjecture that Matilda would reach. It's like, if she's out, she's at sea. You're using a compass that is somehow connected to her. There are stories. Charles Shrike told you stories specifically, Dermot, about how him and Kraken were in this ship, the Midnight Rose.
I'll say to the boys in the car, looks like we've got two options. Either we lure her back in, or make a call to teach.
I've always wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah, it seems like that's where we're going.
Well, it seems we cannot go much further tonight.
What?
Sorry, again, Peter?
It seems we cannot go much further tonight.
No.
No, but it's good to know. Good to know she's out there.
Isn't that better than rousing a whole load of, old vampires and saying, let's go on a hunting expedition, and then they all get really excited, and then you're like, oh, I'm really sorry. It's a bit further than we thought.
Yes. Yes, I have to agree with you.
But now we know.
Now we know.
Well, I must get to my reading in that case.
Yep, let's go back.
I don't suppose you'd be kind enough to take us back home, would you, Matilda?
Yes. Yep, of course. Let's go.
So, by the end of the night, you will be dropping, I would assume, Dermot at the HQ and Janos at his haven?
Yeah, I'll do it in reverse order. So
okay, Janos first.
And then Dermot at the HQ.
Okay. So, Janos.
Hello.
Sorry, Nanjusel, you are going to be... You're gonna have it. You were going to be having a conversation with the tongue of Kupala, right?
Oh yeah. Hopefully, it won't be one way.
Actually, it isn't one way.
You don't
the problem is you cannot understand the noises it's making. But you can hear them. And this is not the wind. This is not some TV in another room. Once you put that jar, which has this sort of like resin, like honey type clear resin that looks like a, I don't know, like a petrified, like a fossilized piece of wood, that you're told it's the tongue of Kupala. You can hear it whispering. But if it's in it is either in a language that you cannot understand, or it is utter nonsense that cannot be understood by kindred. For Janos already told you that he could not understand it himself.
Okay. I'm going to take the jar and go to my room.
Okay.
Because my my kind of thinking is that she's not right about this. If I am able to write down what is being said, I will at some point be able to make or Dane will be able to read it. But either way, since it's also talking to me, Dane is not necessary. So I don't know if Janusz will run into me carrying a jar to my room.
Yes, actually, I think that would be the funniest.
Oh, good.
Janice is there, and Nigel is just there with a somewhat happy with herself, maybe because she was able to actually hear it. So she has the tongue of Kabbalah in her hands.
Okay.
If I see you, then I'll stop. I won't just walk past.
Okay. You're not like hiding it or anything.
No, I'm just carrying it because I think it's going to be a short distance to traverse. Sure. Yeah.
So, I should say, Janusz is carrying the sheaf of paper. So he will look like he's moving for him as fast as he can towards his room, like quite eagerly. And then he will draw up short when he sees you. Say, Nangiselle.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Under this.
Hear it.
Right. And what's more, well, quite a lot of interest. Some of them involve in this. But it was in Zane's room, so I'm just taking it to my room.
Did Zane give it to you?
No, he's not in his room. He's in with Evelina.
By what right do you take it?
Well, because it was chatting to me.
It called to you?
I'll say, well, sort of, yeah, via Zane.
Zane, I must understand this. Come, let us sit and you can explain it to me.
Right, I'll sit down. Wherever.
Yeah, we'll go to probably.
Yeah, probably you're literally like a few steps like from Nangisel's room. So
okay, yeah,
just go in. You can sit. She can sit on the bed and put the jar on the desk, and you can sit on the chair.
So tell me, Zane came to you and
he came to see me because I was chatting to him again. I gave him another message.
Did?
Yeah. And I said I would give the message to you because he came looking for you.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
But then, after when he told me, he said at that time that he was not anything special or remarkable. Actually, it just spoke to me because I happened to be there. And I thought, well, clearly that's the case. Probably it'll speak to me too. And lo, I was right. So then I realised if it's chatting to me and chatting to Zane, obviously it's better off in my care than his, right? Because he's widgy.
Hold up a hand. What has it said to you? You said it spoke to you. What did it say?
I will present to you with whatever I managed to scribble down in another language that I don't understand. I'll say, I said this.
They just look like a load of scribbles. What does this mean, then?
I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. It's only happened 5 minutes ago. I'll give I a chance.
You understand that it is Zane's duty to protect this. Did he give it into your care?
No.
Then I must speak with him, for he has failed in his duty, a sacred one.
Well, hang on a minute. Why does he get to be his protector? He's like, if you strong fucking gust of wind to blow him over, isn't it? Surely you need someone to protect it who's, solid.
Well, up until now, no one has taken it.
Well, I'm not taking it, am I? I'm just moving it. Taking it is a different word. And he said it told him a different message about a protector. That's what it said to him. He woke him up. That's why he came on looking for you. And he said that. What exactly did he say?
Yes.
He said that it said something about its protector's anger was going to was going to make things go bad or make things go, which it referred to the protector as she. I don't know who it is, but
It said,
well, you'll probably remember it more clearly than what I will.
Nanjazal,
Right.
you have taken this relic because you feel you are better suited than Zane,
Right.
and yet you cannot remember the message it was giving.
Well, he can remember it.
Yes,
That
he
don't make him his-
can remember it because he is the one who should watch the relic. He has passed the test.
Wait. You're saying I ain't passed the test? After all the things what I've done?
Nanjazal. Do you recall that Carl sometimes received wisdom from the gods?
Of course I do. I ain't
Do you
dumb.
believe that Carl is therefore incredibly worthy? Do you
No,
believe he
obviously
is
not.
in some way spiritually enlightened?
No.
No. But the gods chose him nevertheless to deliver messages which we could not understand. But Carl would deliver them. Yes?
Right. Well, no, because Annie was giving them to him, wasn't she?
Yes, they were false visions, of course.
So they didn't come from the gods.
But
then,
there
did
were
they?
others which Annie did not give him before we met her.
All right.
Sometimes the gods give their wisdom to fools, such that those of us who are on the right path will hear that message and we will understand it. Zane is a devout young man, but he is not working miracles that will restore the old gods. You are. I am. But there are some things, some pathways their wisdom comes, which is different. Zane is just a messenger, is all he is. You, Nanjazal, have gone into the lair of our enemies. I'll wave the paper and brought back this treasure. You.
And now this is talking to me.
Perhaps in time it will call to you. And you will understand it. But until that time, it needs to be with someone who can understand it.
Well, he wasn't with it, was he?
No, and I will speak to him most firmly on this.
Well, why does he get to keep it if he wasn't even there?
That is something I will need to decide, but for the moment, he is hearing the wisdom of the gods. We are fools to turn our back on that.
Right, fine. I'll just give him the jar. And I'll say, give it back to him then. I'll walk off.
It's your room.
I'll say,
Oh yeah, I'll walk off to the room.
Nanjazal, before you go. Now, twice, I believe, in quick succession, you have again proven yourself. What you did tonight was bold. You have been in the lair of the enemy and you have taken their treasure. You know nothing of it. And you have led many things to the children. It's time you and I talked of the future. You said to me recently that you were frustrated that there are things you wish to be told.
Right.
Well, I think perhaps you are ready. And tomorrow night, you and I, we should speak of things I have told no one else.
Right. Oh, before I forget, Thursday, are you going to be here? Because I chatted to one of the parishioners, Father Michael. Turns out he's having a tough time when you should come here and get. He's coming here to chat to you on Thursday.
You follow the ways of the gods by your very nature.
Well, you say about that. I cannot say feel terribly appreciated in recent.
Well then, let us change tomorrow.
Right, well we can. I'm going to go to.
Sleep well. You have done good work. Good work indeed.
Clearly,
Okay.
he's leaving my room.
Yeah, he is leaving your.
Yeah, he will get up and he will make his way out.
Okay.
So Matilda would leave Dermot at the HQ. Are you having a conversation, a very short conversation between Janish's domain and the HQ? Or are you making arrangements to have a conversation later?
No, I'll just say to Dermot, what do you think we should do about Rose? I mean,
About
can't
what?
see her. About Rose, I mean, I can't see her coming back onto land. Do you think we're gonna have to go and see Teach, get a boat?
Yeah, I think we're going to have to start getting some people together.
Ducks in a row, all that.
And, you know, each will help us, and hopefully others might help us. But, I mean, the first thing we should probably do is to report this back to some extent to the librarian. And maybe he might be able to help. I mean, that's how we're working, isn't it? Or are we just some kind of rogue group of people doing what the hell we fancy here, there, and everywhere?
Bit of A, bit of B.
Well, you know, I know.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
let's talk to him. I mean, Abbassia's offered his help of his clan in doing it, but I'm not sure whether or not the bench went through a bunch of boat-faring kind of pirates. They seem a bit rigid for that kind of thing.
I can't see a Bassi on the sea, to be honest, but right.
Well, he said he'd help with the resources of his clan. He didn't necessarily mean he'd jump on a fucking boat and come with us.
And as you speak of Obasi, and you're making the last turn to go, you recognize, Dermot, a car and a person, but they're a ghoul. You know them to be a ghoul of Obasi,
Speak of the feckin' devil.
marked in
And
front
he
of the
or
HQ.
one of his people shall appear.
You're right. Can you just wait in the car for a second?
Of course.
I'll get out of the car.
Yeah. There is this person is just waiting there.
Good evening.
Hi, Miss Wells.
Yeah.
I believe you have a message for me.
Tell Bassi that sorry.
Sorry?
Don't.
I will wind down the window slightly.
Okay. Will you eavesdrop? Ooh.
Tell Bassi that I will help him with what he's asked.
I will. And he just walks into the car and drives off.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
directed back into the car, in the front seat with Dermot, and just say, Abassi called on that life boon.
Aye?
He asked me to help him kill Roger Smith.
That's some pretty heavy shit.
Yeah. He's also planning to kill Nathaniel. I figured you might want to help me do something about that.
I think I might just.
Good.
So, with that in the air, we're gonna draw our session to a close, not before providing lovely Matilda with some stains.
Oh, yeah, that.
You know where you're getting stains, right?
Yeah. But I haven't actually killed him yet. I just said, yeah, no, I know.
So you're getting stains for a couple of reasons. One is, of course, my faction right or wrong, and you already you basically gave your word and your intention of I'm going to proceed with this.
Sure.
Yes.
No, are you gonna ask me for a?
Oh yeah,
conviction?
but first I'm telling you how many stains and which sources. So you're getting a couple of stains from that.
Yeah.
And then you're getting one more stain for protect Bristol's history and heritage, and that involves kindred, history and heritage, the boon system, and the secrecy around those is part of that. It is a little bit less tight, but disclosing what Obasi asked as repayment is a breach of that. So you will be getting an additional stain for it. So do you have convictions that will help you shield any of those 3 stains?
Yeah, I do have none may control me, which I feel like this is all in the
It's fitting
greater
because
aim of
yes. No, and also you refreshed in your conversation with Ayesha. With Ayesha, you refreshed your conviction, so that's only 2 stains.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else.
Ooh, so I believe that then you will start. You will have to make a remorse check.
Okay, with
Your humanity. Your humanity is 6, and you gain.
No. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, 6.
And you gain 2 stains, so you roll 2 dice. You need 1 success.
Great.
So your remorse dice is 2.
Oh.
And Matilda.
I feel fine about this. There's nothing to feel bad about.
Yes, you feel fine about, because in your mind, you want to do something about it. You want to stick it up to Obasi for daring ask you this.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad because you're not undermining the anarch movement. And also, Roger Smith is an elder. Methuselah, even. He's fine. You see no threat from Obasi.
Yeah.
You're cool as a cucumber as your humanity sinks to 5.
Great. Cool.
And we draw this session to a close. Now, thank you very much for joining us tonight. And now this is the end of episode 7. Only 3 more to go. So I'm going to be seeing you next Monday. Any final words? Thank you to my players for
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you,
beautiful
Carlos.
scene. And thanks you for joining. So until next Monday, remember 7 p.m. UK time. Come and join us for season 3, episode 8. We're in the last 3. So this is getting interesting. Until then, I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'll bid you farewell.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.